Tokyo, 1974. The neon lights of Shinjuku slice through the night like knives. Rain slicks the streets, reflecting red and blue advertisement umbrellas moving like schools of fish in the chaos. Inside a back alley dojo, the air is thick with sweat and incense. Tatami mats creak under weight. A small class trains in silence. Their movements are precise, deliberate, almost mechanical. In the corner, a man leans against the wall, observing. Kaito Nakamura. 32 years old, 5'8", lean as a cat, eyes sharp, posture effortless. His presence is calm, almost invisible, yet commanding attention without trying. He's not teaching tonight, he's waiting. The reason he came is whispered in the underworld of martial arts circles but never openly discussed. A challenge has arrived. A man from the United States, rumored to be unstoppable, called the Iron Fist of Chicago. Heavy, strong, arrogant. Kaito doesn't care about arrogance. He cares about truth. About skill. About whether reputation means anything when faced with reality. Outside the dojo, the rain hammers against the corrugated metal roof. Every drop echoes like a drumbeat. The door opens. A figure steps in. Broad shoulders, heavy boots, wet coat clinging to him. Jack the Hammer Connors, 6'4", 240 pounds, American, champion in multiple circuits. His fists have crushed men twice his size. His name makes men nervous. Even in Tokyo, he doesn't speak. He doesn't need to. Presence alone commands attention. He scans the room. His eyes land on Kaito. Recognition, then amusement. "So you're the kid they talk about," he says, voice gravelly deep, carrying authority. Kaito doesn't respond. He steps forward, moves fluidly, feet barely making sound. "I am," he says quietly. "Do you fight for show or for truth?" Jack laughs, a sound like breaking metal. "I fight to win." The dojo feels smaller, tension rising, the mats suddenly too close, the walls too near. The other students freeze, sensing the storm about to hit. Jack's hands twitch, fingers curling like coiled steel. Kaito's body shifts imperceptibly. His stance is casual, relaxed, calm, observant. The fight doesn't start with words, it starts with calculation, measurement, respect. Not all of it mutual. Jack moves first. A heavy right hook aimed to intimidate. Kaito sidesteps without effort. The air hums as the punch cuts through empty space. Jack freezes for a fraction of a second, surprised, anger flaring. He swings again, a left uppercut fast for a man his size. Kaito doesn't flinch. He shifts a fraction, letting the momentum pass. The room is silent. The students watch, holding their breath, sensing a lesson forming before their eyes. Jack steps closer, more aggression. Speed, strength, brute force. Kaito's body flows around it. Every movement calculated, every angle anticipated. Jack throws a kick, hard, precise, intended to break a rib. Kaito catches nothing, only redirects. Momentum carries Jack slightly forward. His foot hits the mat awkwardly. Balance falters, confusion flickers in his eyes. Kaito doesn't attack, not yet, observation first. Every fighter underestimates him. Every time Jack snarls, he's not used to being toyed with. His fists swing faster, heavier. Kaito moves like water, flowing, breathing, light. Each attack Jack throws carries weight. Each miss costs him control. A pattern emerges. Jack is powerful, fast, experienced, yet predictable. Kaito sees it, feels it. He shifts, moves, steps inside the rhythm Jack doesn't know he has. Then a strike, not a punch, not a kick. A touch almost invisible. Jack feels it, but too late. His balance collapses. Gravity betrays him. He hits the mat hard. The floor rattles. Mats vibrate. Silence. Shock. The students exhale as one. Jack rolls, trying to rise. Kaito steps forward, calm, composed. Hands open, relaxed. Jack's fists clench, but he doesn't strike. Not yet. He's learning, realizing. The power he relied on is not enough. The lesson has begun. "You think strength wins," Kaito says softly, almost a whisper. "But strength is only a tool. Control is the master." Jack glares, anger rising, ego bruised, pride wounded. He lunges, throwing everything he has, a combination learned over a lifetime. Kaito meets it with rhythm, with patience, with precision that belies the effort. Jack hits nothing. Air. The room is still, but the tension is a living thing, vibrating through walls, mats, the air itself. Sweat beads on Jack's forehead. Breathing ragged. He's never felt this kind of resistance. Not in Chicago, not in Madison Square, not anywhere. Kaito steps closer, closer than etiquette allows, calm. "You are strong," he says. "But strength without awareness is dangerous. Dangerous to you, dangerous to others. Control is everything." Jack swings again, desperation creeping in. He tries to grab. Kaito doesn't resist, doesn't push. He lets Jack commit. Then he flows. A shift in body weight and angle, a touch, and Jack collapses, hard, head to mat. Breath leaves him in a rush. Shock freezes him. The room remains silent. The lesson is done. Kaito steps back, hands open, calm. Jack lies on the floor, pride shattered, body trembling. He understands finally that victory is not about size, not about force, not about reputation. It's about mastery, about the ability to adapt, about movement beyond technique. The students are silent. They learn without watching, observed without participating. The story of this night will spread in whispers, in gyms, in underground circles. Jack Connors will never forget it. He will train differently. He will question everything he thought he knew. And Kaito Nakamura. He walks back to the corner, leans against the wall, observes the class again. Calm, no triumph in his eyes, only understanding. The storm has passed, and in the quiet after, the true lesson is clear. Mastery is patience. Mastery is flow. Mastery is knowing how to move when the world expects you not to. And tonight, a giant of the ring learned what a ghost of a fighter can teach. The lesson is brutal, invisible, unforgettable. Weeks pass. The neon of Shinjuku fades behind memory as Kaido Nakamura returns to his small apartment above the noodle shop. The rain has stopped, leaving the streets slick and reflective, city lights shimmering like fire on water. Kaido sits cross-legged on the tatami, hands folded, eyes closed. He breathes slow and deliberate. He reviews the fight with Jack in his mind, frame by frame, movement by movement. Nothing wasted, nothing unlearned. Each strike, each misstep, every subtle shift of weight analyzed, catalogued. Outside, the city hums with life, unaware of the lesson that unfolded. Kaido's phone vibrates, a single message. "I want a rematch tonight, Jinza." Kaido opens the message. Jack Connors, the Hammer, the American giant, still furious, still undefeated in his mind, still unwilling to accept being bested by a man half his size. Kaido doesn't respond immediately. He sits with the thought, waiting. Observation is part of mastery. A man who jumps before ready loses twice. Hours later, he dons simple training clothes, minimal padding, no gloves, no tape, nothing to shield him from impact. He walks through the quiet streets, rain-damp air filling his lungs. The city feels different at night, every step echoing, every shadow alive. Jinza is alive with lights and music, but Kaido ignores it all. The dojo where Jack waits is hidden behind a nondescript door, neon flickering faintly above. Inside, the space is narrow. Mats cover the floor, no audience, no cameras, just Jack and a handful of witnesses, a few gamblers, a promoter, a trainer who looks like he's seen too much. Jack stands in the center, muscles tense, eyes hard, every inch radiating force. "You came," he says, voice like gravel. Kaido doesn't answer. He steps onto the mats, bare feet touching the ground softly, deliberately. The atmosphere is taut, electricity hums. Everyone knows what this is, not a show. Not a demonstration, a test. Jack lunges immediately, faster than before, fury sharpening each motion. Kaido sidesteps, letting the punch pass, feeling the rhythm. Every attack Jack throws is powerful, but now different. Desperation fuels them. Kaido watches, waits, learns again. Jack tries a feint, a hook, then an overhand strike. Kaido flows around them as if born to do nothing else. Movement is effortless, like water moving around stone. Jack's fists meet air, his breathing sharp, his balance crumbling slowly. The room tightens. The witnesses hold their breath, some instinctively stepping back. Kaido doesn't strike yet. He lets Jack commit. Every motion Jack makes carries weight, momentum, predictability. Then it happens. One subtle shift. One angle changed by a fraction of a degree. Jack's center of gravity snaps. His knees buckle. He stumbles forward. Kaido's hand brushes lightly against his shoulder, not a push, not a grab, a simple touch. The impact is enough. Jack collapses. Hard, head hits the mat, eyes wide in disbelief, silence. Even the mats seem to pause. Everyone in the room feels it. Jack tries to rise, fists scrabbling, ego wounded, body shaking. Kaido steps closer, calm, patient. "Strength alone is not enough," he says quietly, almost as if reciting poetry. "Technique alone is not enough. Awareness is the master. Flow is everything." Jack's chest heaves, pride crushed, power meaningless in the face of movement he cannot comprehend. He throws again, all in, a desperate final attack. Kaido moves, shifts, angles, flowing around each strike. Jack stumbles, falls again, this time more violently. The mats echo with impact. Kaido doesn't touch him. He simply redirects, absorbs, flows. Jack lies there, barely able to comprehend. A lifetime of training, decades of strength, reduced to shock, awe, helplessness. Lesson has been delivered again. The witnesses stare. A few exchange looks. Some have never seen anything like it. The room holds its breath as Kaido steps back, hands open, expression unreadable. Not triumph, not satisfaction, just understanding. He turns to leave, voice soft, deliberate, calm. Control is mastery, strength is only a tool. Jack remains on the floor, staring at him, mind reeling, body shaking. He knows he has learned something today, something he cannot unlearn. Something that will haunt every fight he ever has. He knows now the difference between a fighter and a master. Kaido leaves the dojo quietly. Outside, neon reflects in puddles. Rain has started again, soft, rhythmic. He walks through the streets, disappearing into the night like a shadow, like water, like the lesson he has delivered. Invisible, inevitable, unforgettable. Years pass. Kaido Nakamura's legend grows quietly. Not in magazines, not on television, not in headlines. Only in whispers in dojo corridors, in the silent respect of those who understand mastery. He trains relentlessly but differently now. Not to dominate, not to win, to understand. Every punch, every kick, every shift in weight is examined, refined, distilled to essence. The lessons of Jack Connors echo endlessly. Strength alone is useless. Speed without awareness is meaningless. Power without flow is fragile. Kaido walks the streets of Tokyo at dawn, watching people move, studying rhythm, patterns, motion in the ordinary. A man carrying boxes, a child running after a ball, a taxi weaving through traffic. Every action becomes a lesson, every movement a teacher. One rainy night, a young fighter approaches him in a quiet alley, timid, nervous, full of raw energy. "Sensei," he says, "teach me." Kaido studies him, barely nods, no words. He places the boy on the mats, shows him nothing at first, just presence, just patience. Over months, the boy learns what cannot be taught with force. He learns how to feel rhythm, how to anticipate, how to move like water. Kaido watches silently, guiding only when necessary, correcting with gestures, not shouts. The boy flourishes. Others come. Some strong, some weak, all eager, all searching. Kaido teaches them the way he was taught, not technique first, philosophy first, mastery first. Hallway where Jack fell becomes legend. A story passed down in whispers, in dojo corners, in the quiet reverence of those who understand that mastery is invisible until it strikes. Jack Connors never fully recovers, not in pride, not in ego, not in the way he views the world. He continues to fight, to train, to win, but he always remembers. Every opponent, every match, every punch carries the shadow of a lesson he cannot forget. Lesson delivered by a man half his size, quiet, calm, unstoppable. Kaido Nakamura continues teaching, continuing the lineage of water, flow, understanding. He ages, but his movements never lose grace, never lose insight. Students come, learn, leave, some never fully understanding. That is the way of it. Life, combat, mastery, they are all conversations, not victories. One night, decades later, Kaido sits alone on the mats, the dojo quiet except for the soft hum of the city outside. Incense burns faintly. He closes his eyes, thinking of Jack, thinking of the rain-soaked streets of Shinjuku, thinking of the countless lessons delivered in silence. He smiles slightly. Not for triumph, not for victory, not for recognition, for understanding. He has done what he set out to do. He has become water, and in becoming water he has taught others to flow, to adapt, to transcend limitation. The world outside continues, unaware of the invisible battles, the quiet victories, the moments that shape history without headlines. And Kaido Nakamura remains a shadow, a teacher, a master, his lessons rippling outward like waves in a pond, touching lives in ways no one can quantify, no one can capture, yet undeniable, eternal, and real. The city hums. Rain begins to fall once more, tapping against windows, echoing in the quiet dojo. Kaido rises, walks to the door, steps into the night, and disappears into the rhythm of the world. Flow, control, awareness. The lessons of a lifetime condensed into motion, into presence, into the quiet mastery of being alive. And somewhere far away, Jack Connors remembers, always remembers, the night he faced a man half his size and learned the true meaning of strength, the true cost of underestimating mastery. Kaido Nakamura's story is done, but the echoes continue, forever moving, forever teaching, forever flowing.